Hello and happy Pokemon Day 2024. Pokemon has uploaded a Pokemon Presents video giving some information, some announcements celebrating the day. I will provide a link to the video in the description below, so please check that out. Just want to talk about what was in that video briefly and then talk about the new game that was announced because that's going to be the biggest thing. And then what I want to talk about additionally, and probably more importantly for this channel, is what does that mean for Pokemon TCG Live going forward? Because they don't discuss live directly in the video, which isn't a surprise. They're not going to do that normally, and obviously live hasn't been going well. So those are good two reasons not to expect it to have been discussed. They didn't, but there are certainly implications for it. I want to share my thoughts on it, and then we'll encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below as to where it's at. So anyway, getting into the video first, on the screen here we have Ishihara. To the extent I mispronounced the name, my apologies, but president and CEO of the Pokemon Company. Then he kind of gives a little introduction, announces another person who I believe is probably an executive at the company who just pops up on screen, perfect timing there. Then he kind of does the announcements to different segments. And a lot of segments here, they talk about, obviously, the video game as we'd expect, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Cafe Remix, and Pokemon Unite. So all the big stuff there, all hitting all the big bases there, and then introduces a brand new game, and this is what TCG players are going to be excited about, or at least most care about the most, and it is a new game called Pocket. It is a new TCG. It involves the opening of packs, which you see here on screen in the video here. And it's certainly a more dynamic pack opening experience than in live. Obviously, look, this is not finalized yet, but here it is. But it's here. There also is you can gameplay in. There is battling in game. Let me find the where it is. Okay, this I think is about to kick into that there. And we'll talk about this a little bit because this is certainly going to be important. It is a streamlined set of rules. Still getting there, but it's just about to get there. Yeah, here it is. So I don't know exactly what's happening, but you can see here it didn't attack. We see, so streamlined rules. I don't know if it's going to be a full 60-card deck, smaller deck, but a mobile-friendly game to simplify it so it fits on the screen, I assume. Like there's 3 cards each bench. That might be the max bench size. If you have 3 cards on a bench, it fits on the mobile device much better. I don't actually see prize cards. It looks like I see a deck, active Pokemon, 3 on the bench, and discard pile in cards in hand, if that's how I'm reading it correctly. So they've optimized the game to fit on a phone as well as to be quick gameplay. We'll talk about more of that a little later on too. What that means within the video, they said you get to open 2 packs a day at no cost. So I assume that means microtransactions that allow you to purchase additional pack openings each day, although I don't know, but that just seems logical. And then the other thing that's important, let's see, I don't know if I can find it here easily. I'm not going to worry about it if I can't, but there is the partner of this is DNA. It's a Japanese mobile gaming company. They've done a number of mobile games, including Masters EX with Pokemon, so they're using a third-party company to help develop the game, which makes sense. We'll obviously discuss more of that. Again, what does it mean to live? And then it says it's going to be coming sometime in 2024. We know with live, when they made the announcement, they certainly missed their deadlines there. But this has got this. But don't forget, live was not by the entire Pokemon company because it's not available in the Japanese region. So it's kind of in Pokemon's mind only available to half the Pokemon world. So this will definitely get more attention and such. So I expect it to come in 2024. And then the last segment of the game is they talked about a little tease for what's coming next year, 2025, to the video game Pokemon Legends ZA, or Z-A, whatever it is, in Luminous City, or Lumina, however it's pronounced. My apologies there again for that. So let's say, Lumiose City, I suppose, is what it is. So anyway, so that which will then come to the video game, and then will come to the TCG eventually. So that's the overview of the video. Like I said, the link's below. I encourage you to watch it. Now I want to talk about what this may mean to live, and I'll share what the potential good is and potential bad. And like I said, we'll want to get your thoughts. Is it good or bad for live, or do you not care? Do you actually care? Pocket's coming, and you're going to jump off live because this is what you really want. So what does this mean for live, particularly the announcement of Pocket, right? So first off, the video in whole reminds us that the TCG is just a small part of Pokemon. They didn't really discuss the TCG at all. The video game they discussed Go, Sleep, Masters EX, Cafe Remix, Unite, and a new game Pocket, and they didn't mention the anime, right? And of course they have all the plushies and all that stuff too. So the TCG is just a small piece of Pokemon, and then we know that playing the TCG is just a small part of the TCG itself, right? The biggest part of the TCG is the collectors, the pack openings, right? And then, of course, live is a subset of playing the TCG. So within the realm of Pokemon, it's a reminder that live is just a small little, is very small. It can't take up much of their time or the thoughts of the Pokemon Company executives. Okay. Anyway, so that's always a concern, right? With the future, that's always a downer to the future of live. If they don't care about it, it's not going to get much better. But getting to the bigger thing here with Pocket, and what does that mean? Okay, for a couple of things. First, they recognize the mobile market is big, right? Marvel Snap is huge, or at least it was huge. I assume it's still pretty big. It might even be bigger. It might have grown. I've kind of paid some attention and then stopped paying attention to it, quite frankly. They want the mobile market. The Pokemon TCG doesn't make a good mobile game, besides the fact that live is bad. It hasn't been good. We just can't ignore that. But they've done their surveys and stuff. Live, the deck building is awkward on a small device, even if you can get it to work. And then also the games are long, right? They're long in terms of what people want from a mobile game. So they're going to make something that is quicker, right? I imagine the decks will be easier to build. I don't know what the rules will be for that. The games will go quick, probably just a few minutes in a game. That's kind of what they say. When you have a few minutes here or there, then you can play this game a game in Pocket, right? So that makes sense. And they're using DNA to do it. So the Pokemon Company's smart enough to know that using the in-house developers are not the way to go, right? They don't want this to go the way of live with kind of delays and bugginess and such. This is a big deal to them. They want it to work. They're spending the money. They have an outside partner. I imagine they're going to spend the resources and make this into a good game. And then, like I also said, you get 2 packs a day at no cost. So I assume they'll give you microtransactions, because certainly they're spending money, and probably a good chunk of money, to develop this game. It's going to have to make financial sense to them to do it. So therefore, I imagine microtransactions monetization will be part of the game. Okay, so is this good for live or bad for live now is what I'm going to move to, right? So talked about Pocket, what it means, how it's different than live. So is it good for live? It could be good for live. There's a few ways it can be. Pocket, I think, will bring more people to play the TCG in another form, mind you, a streamlined form, but they're still playing the TCG. I think they're still going to be the same actual Pokemon cards. I don't know if they're going to develop a digital. I mean, visually they'll be different, but I think the cards, the text, the attacks are going to be the same. We'll find that out as the game comes out, or as more news is announced. But assuming it's the TCG, we'll have people playing with the cards in a simplified game, which then may serve as an on-ramp to people wanting to play the full-blown TCG. They're like, hey, I like this mobile game. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't mind, when I have more time, having a more complex game to sit down and play. So this playing Pocket may lead to more people playing the game online, more players to live, which will then first be just good for the Pokemon community in general. And obviously, as there's more people in live, it would encourage, I think, Pokemon to put more resources into live, right? The bigger the user base, I think the bigger the benefit to it. Now, obviously, right now, they don't make any money from live. And the idea is it kind of gets people into the game, I think, and therefore grows the base, which then grows sales. But if Pocket's doing that, then I think it might encourage them to monetize. Is that good or bad for live? I don't know. I don't want to spend money, so in one sense, monetization's bad in live to me. On the other hand, I think monetization might be necessary for the game to be good. So that one's kind of a good and bad. But anyway, more people playing the TCG, more people playing live, I think could result from this. And then the other thing is they're developing a new format, right? A streamlined format, which is actually which is good, right? And one of the big complaints is live is it's essentially a one format game. You have standard format, that's it. There is a expanded beta, but it's only a beta. You can't play with friends and stuff. So I think, and even if they get that, in PTCGO we had themed format, which was good and fun. It's a nice alternate format. So having a kind of casual format, which I think this could be good. So perhaps this is a new format for live, right? Which actually helps if live is the way to play Pocket format games on your computer, that would be really good, right? Because now you have people. I like playing Pocket. I like the collecting. I like a little bit of gameplay. I'd like to play some Pocket on my computer. Hey, I can play it in live. I'll download live. And then, hey, I'll check out the standard thing. So it could actually help grow the game. So that's the good. It can help grow live user base, which I think is just good for the game. What's the bad for it? Well, first off, does Pokemon really care about live? Right now, they don't care all that much, I think is my opinion, right? They don't care enough to put a lot of resources into it, right? That's the reality. And now, with Pocket, they're gonna pump resources into it. I'm pretty certain to make this a success. As Pocket grows, both with the user base and grows them financially, are they just going to see less and less value in live at all, and just kind of just put less and less resources into live, right? Are they going to just pull away money from live and just get the developer team just shrink farther in live? I don't know. That's a concern, right? It's always been a concern. Is Pocket going to kind of speed that process up? I don't know. And then the other question is while the user base could grow from Pocket, I also see a scenario where the user base for live shrinks because of Pocket. If live, part of it is competitive players or people that want IRL players that want that experience online when they're not with playing IRL, but it's also, I think the bigger part is people that want to play digitally, that want to play online, and that's their primary way of playing Pokemon. I think that's the biggest group of Pokemon TCG Live users. So is this group of primary digital players, are they going to switch to Pocket? Because, hey, Pocket works. Pocket works on my mobile device. It's designed for it, and the gameplay may actually be better. And obviously, that's a personal decision, what you like or not like. But for a lot of people, it may be better, and it is maybe a better new player game, and they might never want to go to live, right? So people could move from live to Pocket and stay there, right? There's this kind of this sense of the user base shrinking in live. If you back in PTCGO days a few years ago, if you were playing that, Legacy became a kind of a ghost town. If you want to play Legacy in the last few years of PTCGO, you would sit around sometimes for several minutes to find a match and such. So could live end up in that state? I hope not, but it could reduce the number of users in live, and that certainly would be bad for it. So I'll put out here, what do you think? Do you think this announcement of Pocket is going to be good for live, is going to be bad for live? And are you excited about Pocket? Or is it or are you just kind of, whatever, just make the live better and I'll be happy? So anyway, check out the video from Pokemon on it, and hopefully all this is good for live and the growth of the TCG. Take care.